We are going to Mount Superior, which is a prominent mountain in Little Cottonwood Canyon. There is going to be lots of exposed scrambling on the hike, especially by the peak. The hike is only 2.33 miles to the summit, but the elevation gain is almost 3,000 feet. Once we make it to the top, we encounter some mountain goats and fly the drum. We are now leaving for Mount Superior. We are now driving up Little Cottonwood Canyon. It is about 6:15 a.m. and as you can see, the sun is starting to shine a bit on the high peaks. We are going to start the hike at the Cardiff Trailhead, which is about a half a mile from where we did Sugarloaf Peak a month ago in a snowstorm. Up there, you can see Mount Superior and Monte Cristo really good. Both peaks appear to be clear from snow, which is good because a month ago, all the peaks were snowed in. We had made it to the Cardiff Trailhead, and now let's go over our plan. So we are going to go up Cardiff Pass, and then go around Cardiff Peak, and then head straight to Mount Superior. On the way down, we are going to take a different route to Cardiff Peak and head back to the trailhead. There is still a bit of snow on Mount Superior on this side, but the area on a ridge is clear, which is where the trail is. The current temperature is 50 degrees, and the high up here today is 80. We are now starting our hike to Mount Superior. We are now about halfway up to Cardiff Pass, and as you can see, we climbed a lot in a short amount of time. We had gone 2/3 of a mile and climbed 575 feet. We are also making great time. We have only been hiking for 22 minutes. We had made it to the top of Cardiff Pass, and we had gone about a mile, which marks the halfway point to Mount Superior. Over there is Toledo Peak, which is a really hard and fun climb. We have about 1,000 feet of climbing to get to Superior. Our elevation is 10,000 feet on the dot, and we will be able to see Mount Superior really good once we get around Cardiff Peak. Right in front of us is Mount Superior, and you can kind of see the trail that goes up there. Made it to the base of Mount Superior, and over there is Little Superior, which is the false summit. We only have about a half a mile to go, but we still have to climb 1,000 feet and scramble up a bunch of rocks to get to the top. Some of these climbs will be a little exposed, If you fall off, you'll fall about 10 feet. And over there is the north side of the ridge. There still seems to be a lot of snow over there. We had now reached the steep part of the climb, where you only climb or scramble. Right here is the crack climb, which is the steepest part of the hike. We had made it to a nice edge, which is the most exposed part of the hike. If you fell, you would fall 10 feet, and right in front of us is the summit of Superior. We had made it to the top of Mount Superior. The elevation of the peak is 11,000 feet. Over there, you can see where we came up the ridge. The scramble to get up here was kind of hard, but the rocks were pretty stable, which was good. There are some mountain goats, but they are kind of hard to see, but you'll be able to see them really well when we fly the drone. And here is our hiking status. We are now flying the drone, and over there are the mountain goats. Right here is the Cottonwood Ridge, which is a very exposed ridgeline. If you fell from here, you would fall about 500 feet in some sections. And this peak we just flew over is called Monte Cristo, and to get up it from this side is one of the hardest sections of the Cottonwood Ridge. We are now flying over Mount Superior, and you will be able to see the ridge we came up. It is kind of hard to see, but you can see the mountain goats once again. We are done flying the drone, and you can see a ton of peaks in the distance. The closest one facing the east is Cardiff Peak, and follow the ridge, there's Toledo Peak, Flagstaff Mountain, Wolverine, Sunset Peak, Devil's Castle, Sugarloaf, and further this way, you got the Tram, American Fork Twin Peaks, and White Baldy. And finally, there's the peaks on the beat-out, which is Pfeifferhorn, Airplane, Chipman, and South Thunder. And way over there is Brad's Fork Twin Peaks. You can also see the Great Salt Lake and the Salt Lake Valley too. We are now heading down, and now we are going to climb Cardiff Peak and head back to the trailhead. If you want this hike to be even more challenging, you can hike up on the ridgeline instead of the trail. We had made it to the top of Cardiff Peak. You can see the trail that we went on this morning that went around the peak. The elevation of Cardiff Peak is 10,252 feet, which is about 800 feet lower than Superior. Over here is a water station, and over there is a great view of Mount Superior. You can see the trailhead we started at this morning, and as you can see, we are really close. We only have about a mile left of the hike. That fence right in front of us is where they measure snowfall in the winter. That is why that area is blocked off. We had made it back to the trailhead, and now I will give the summary of the hike. So, we hiked 4.66 miles over the course of 5 hours, and we climbed 2,750 feet. The hike was fairly hard because there was a lot of elevation gain and scrambling, but the hike was also really short. The current temperature right now is pretty hot for this elevation. It is about 70 degrees, but there is still quite a bit of snow. The good thing is that it is melting fast, because a month ago when we did Sugarloaf Peak, there is still 100 inches of snow, but most of it is gone now. That is because it is really dry here. Today's humidity is about 8%, and the last precipitation we had was when we did Sugarloaf Peak, so the snow is expected to clear in about 3 weeks.